This is a difficult one to find a way to open. Why? Because right now it's season 3, episode 29. But this is actually a little bit bigger than that, Laferde. Don't you think?
I do indeed. I feel like we could make a reference to a certain TV program here with a number in it, but
A reference with a TV
yeah,
program?
like we could. Like I just thought of the episode title, but I ain't gonna spoil it. Actually, it's not a spoiler because people won't see it till it's out.
Wait, what episode title for this one? Or
Yeah,
for next week?
no, this week.
So you can see we're starting this with a little calmer tone because this is episode 29 of season 3 of Talks with Dorks. But overall of Talks with Dorks, this is episode 99. Next week is 100. Me and Laferde are on our own tonight until later. We've got some friends that have had a bit of a chat, especially
Don't
some
call
good
all of
friends.
them friends.
Yeah, okay, but some of the TDW guys have been on, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's go back to this being episode 99 because next week's 100. This podcast that I started 4 years ago is about to it sounds weird because 4 years you probably should have already hit 100, but you've got to count. There was a year and a half break in that when it was just me and Ash. A
Hmm.
year and a half out of 4 years, 4.5 years.
Yeah, you've only had me for about a year and a half, so you've kind of been missing out.
Right, so there you go. If you'd have been here, we'd have probably been at the 200 by now. If you'd have actually made an effort, even when you started last year, you took 6 months off at the
We'd
beginning.
have been on talk shows, mate.
We're getting there though, because I mean, again, we're not going to tell you why we're like I don't know, like we're excited, but we're staying calm now because I don't think I don't want to oversell the fact of what we're doing for the 100th episode. This is coming next week is going to be. I mean, yeah, I'm going to say it is going to be the biggest episode we've ever done. Touch wood, everything goes to plan, and what we've set up and who we've got coming is going to be the biggest episode we've ever done. Hands down, Laferde, do you agree?
It's probably one of the biggest things I ever do in my life.
If you know Laferde, if you know mine and Laferde's history, you could guess where this is going. I'll give you a clue. Again, we have got 2 guests next week, hopefully. Touch wood. They've agreed to come on, but sometimes things change, and we have to understand that people of this caliber could have things change
Oh
because
my
they could
god,
be
we're
busy.
getting to the point where we can say due to scheduling conflicts.
That's the point I'm getting to. How cool is that? Like, so unfortunately, due to scheduling conflicts, the guest that we had previously announced could not make it, but they will return and come to another point. But like, we're not even at scheduling conflicts yet because at the moment they're coming. They're definitely
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
next
yeah.
week.
But the
Like,
fact that we can even think about saying that if they don't, like, that's just crazy.
I know, and the fact, again, I want people to really, I want people to guess, and I want people to try and get it right. Just give an idea of, I mean, probably more Laferde's background than mine, but there is hints of it in mine somewhere. Um,
You know, that also makes it ironic. Like, if you look back at my first episode, what that was about.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a good way to get people that have just joined the podcast to go back and have a listen and
Yeah,
try and find that episode. Is what was it called? It was something to do with Ryan's, wasn't it? There was something. It was something.
yeah,
It was because that was where we came up with the third, and that was
yeah,
Laferde,
yeah.
and
The whole content discussion that, well, what me and you were talking about, Woody was just sat there a bit like, I don't even know half of these things that these people are saying.
but we yeah, exactly, and we spoke about it quite a lot. And one of this is the bit I was going to say. One clue I'm going to give you. One of these guests that is coming has already been, again, potentially, probably our biggest guest relevant to this podcast so
100%.
far. Yeah, I'd say. I mean, we've had some amazingly big guests, but for like the kids inside us, another clue, the biggest guest, and he's or they, sorry, didn't say he, they, because could be he, she, could be a they, you never know, have agreed
We're
to
not
come.
doing that. We're not doing this. We don't even, not with that, when it comes to him, we don't do that.
Oh, absolutely not. This person has agreed to come back, so they must have enjoyed themselves last time, and this time that they've got a friend coming.
I mean,
That is about 4 minutes of promoting next week.
but I also feel like with their history, I won't call him a
Oh,
direct friend.
it could be controversial. It could be
Yeah,
controversial in the capacity they've worked together, because they might not have actually worked together
yeah.
physically, but in the capacity their reason we love them has been twined could not be good news, and maybe that is a big talking point about next week. And again, if we're lucky enough, maybe they'll let the kids in us see that side of them and have a
Oh, I,
conversation.
I plan on getting that all riled up and
I mean, something you like to do is rile people up, which is why we go back to the fact that we've got guests coming up later. And you may remember last week, me and Laferde were debating the upcoming episode that we mentioned was going to feature Parky and potentially his opponent for Back in Time, Johnny Royal. So that recording happened last night, and we didn't tell Laferde about it.
I mean, in the defense of you guys, you did, but I just didn't read it because I couldn't.
Yeah, because you forgot to read that message out loud with your text message.
Impairments, guys.
Hmm.
I didn't get that braille copy of the chat.
Yes, so we did tell him it was happening, and we thought he was going to be there while Parky was on to see what he said in front of Parky, but he didn't. But somebody else, Johnny, couldn't make it, so there was a surprise guest, and you'll find out later. It's probably the person even less than Laferde that Parky wanted to see. If you go back to Talks with Dorks, Never Say Die, you'll understand what we're talking about in that sense.
I think it was a very, very valid substitution.
It's a lot of code talking tonight. Have you noticed that? It's all in code we're talking. Code. Could that refer to our guest? Could that refer to wrestling? Maybe Jericho's turning up because you had to break the code with Chris Jericho once.
Maybe he can be our main event for Back in Time.
Oh, yeah, because we're still waiting for an opponent for D'Angelo. Maybe it's Chris Jericho.
I'm going to message him now, 1 second.
Message Chris Jericho, and we'll let everybody that's not bought their tickets for Back in Time yet, which the link will be down around the left side of me or Laferde. You'll see the link, scan the QR code, or go to Eventbrite, search Talks to Dogs Back in Time, and you could get your tickets. And you never know, Chris Jericho could be in the main event. He's probably not, but it could be.
Never say never. I'm going to message him from the podcast.
Never say die.
Just in case.
Why are we just now sat here silent while we're recording the podcast?
Because I actually want you to read the message from the podcast thing that I've just sent to Chris Jericho.
Where have you sent it to?
His Instagram page. From our Instagram page.
What the Talks with Dorks one or the Talk Dork Wrestling? Because
Talks with Dorks.
all right, yeah, you're not allowed to be logged in.
Yeah,
Chris Jericho. So straight up, I'm gonna have to edit that a little bit. There was a bit of like 30 seconds of dead silence there. Thanks for that.
Well, I don't want to say it out loud as I'm typing because it ruins the surprise.
Laferde's just not WhatsApp. There's just direct message on Instagram. Chris Jericho, as in the first ever undisputed champion. Chris Jericho, as in Y2J, as in Chris Jericho. He's just messaged him. Hey up, kid. What you doing on October 26th? Fancy some work?
It's getting straight to the point, isn't it?
I swear to God, if I end up having to pay for Chris Jericho, me and you are going to fall out.
But
right, see you dipping your hands in your pockets.
No, if he turns around and says no, I'm going to reply saying, "Well, Walls of Jericho is a shit finisher anyway."
I mean, now you're just blackballing us with some of the biggest names. That's not a good idea.
No, I don't mean it. I just wanted to wind him up because then he might be like, I'm going to come there and show this guy what's what.
Yeah, and they're going to have to pay me about £15,000.
I might get Chris Jericho to beat Parky up. I would love to see Chris Jericho put Parky in the Walls of Jericho. In fact, I take it back. It was a great finishing move. Codebreaker into Alliance Salt into Walls of Jericho. Sorted. Tickets will sell themselves. Parky's own family would pay to see that happen to him.
I just don't agree with that. I mean, again, you haven't seen this conversation with Parky. I said this to you before, and I warned you that Parky is getting fairly violent. He keeps mentioning this. He keeps saying the same phrase. It's nothing personal. It's just violent. He held back at Never Say Die. I don't trust what I'm going to see. Just the look in that man's eye. I watched the whole thing between him, Kurt, and the other person that was there. And yeah, something ain't right. And you are winding him up.
It's cute though, isn't it? It's just violence. It's cute that he wants a little catchphrase.
And when that catchphrase is what's written on your tombstone, don't come haunt me and blame me. Oh, you brought me on the podcast. You made me part of this. No, I don't care. I tried to be nice. I tried telling you. I tried warning you that Parky could be a problem.
Yeah, I'm stubborn.
You are. You are absolutely stubborn. Here's a question for you. I already know the answer because we've kind of briefly touched about it. You watch Peacemaker yet?
You already know the answer to that.
I know the answer. I know that it's no, and I know that you've got a week coming off, so you're going to watch it then, mate. Do you understand
that voice?
All right. Oh, I've got a week off coming up. I'm going to watch it then, lad.
You're terrible with accents.
No, I'm purposely doing it bad.
Nah, I think that's you trying there.
I'm good at accents, thank you. Tell me an accent, and I'll do it.
You know, it's actually quite funny though. When you keep turning to the side a little bit, you got this brief look of David Tennant.
I've still got it.
Oh fucking hell! What have I done?
You must know this. I used to like full on. I had the full 10th Doctor outfit and everything.
No.
I used to like. David Tennant is the reason I'm into Doctor Who, all because someone told me when he was first becoming Doctor Who, oh, you look a bit like the new Doctor Who. Up until that point, I'd only ever been told I looked like Ralph Little.
Don't know who that is.
2 pints of lager in a packet, Chris?
Wouldn't say I mean, I've seen bits of it. I wouldn't know the actor's name.
The Royal Family?
Yep.
Anthony?
Oh. I don't really see that.
No, trust me, I've met him. I'm in Basildon. There used to be a Jumping Jacks in Basildon, and they booked him, and everyone's like, you've got to go. And went down there, he came on stage, and he was like doing like funny bits on stage, having a laugh, and he was like, I need some people for a competition. I got like my mates basically launched me up on the stage. They launched me up on the no, it wasn't a lookalike competition. It was an air guitar competition. It was who could do the best air guitar. I get thrown up on stage. Bear in mind I'm 18, 19 at this time. I get thrown up on stage. I'm stood at the side, and one of his mates come walking over, and he went, "Fucking hell!" I was like, "Yeah, I know." He was like, do you know you look like? I was like, yeah. I was like, yes, that's exactly why I'm up here. My mates have thrown me up here because I look like Ralph, and they thought this was my opportunity to meet him. And then you see him walk over to Ralph, and he's like talking in his ear, and he's looking over his shoulder, and he's like looking back and forth. He's like, oh. So he then drags me, like introduces everyone on stage. He said, I won. You know, I mean, I was winning already from this point. Like this is so and so. This is Ryan. Ryan.
It sounds rigged now, doesn't it?
Like but it was embarrassing because like, you know what I mean. I'm up. I like being the centre of attention, but like to look like this guy who is Anthony from the Royal Family, that's a bad thing. But like, you know what I mean. It's not David Beckham, is it? It's not one of these big names. I feel really bad now because.
No, you're slagging off David Beckham.
I'm not slagging off David Beckham. I'm talking about feeling bad about Ralph Little. But what I mean is I got dragged up on stage and like the front and centre of attention, and it's all because I look like this guy that's on stage. It was quite embarrassing for me. It's not like me normally getting up on stage and just being happy to be in front of people.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing in a sense. So then like he's like making like introducing everyone, but it's like, this is Ryan. Ryan's been thrown up here because everyone thinks he looks like me supposedly, and then half this club, I'm 19, half this club know who I am, so they're all cheering, they're all going mad. So I'm like, oh. So then I'm doing his air guitar. He's with me the whole time. He's doing it with me, having a laugh. It was like inevitable that I was going to win it. Got a photo with him that's somewhere on MySpace.
It's a cool story, though, isn't it?
I mean, I got to meet him, but long story short, he was the only person I'd ever been told I looked like until David Tennant come along. But then things changed. My hair started going away from me, and I looked more like a Dalek. Or Davros. Do you know who Davros is?
Nope, never heard of that.
Any Doctor Who fans will get the joke because he's bald basically.
Oh.
But so you haven't watched Peacemaker? We'll go back to that bit, yeah.
Yeah, not yet. I haven't.
Okay, so let me tell you this: that you are a DC fan, yes or no?
I have seen something about a silhouette. That's the only part of Peacemaker I've seen. at like the end of an episode,
Silhouette.
end of a season or something, where it's like the Justice League or something in a silhouette in the background.
Right.
I think
Okay.
it's a silhouette. It might just be really dark, but
Yes. So season 1 of Peacemaker was done during the Zack Snyder DCEU, yeah?
yeah.
So that thing you would have seen, that silhouette, is one of the very last things you see in season 1 of Peacemaker, but you see the silhouette of Henry Cavill's Superman,
Yeah.
Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman,
All the Justice League characters.
Aquaman, and
Yeah.
Ezra Miller Flash. And then you see Ezra Miller and Jason Momoa talk, but the other two were just silhouettes. They were just, obviously they weren't there,
Right, okay.
sort of thing. But what, to not to spoil it, but because season 2, James Gunn said what you see in the recap at the beginning of season 2 is what is still left over from the old, is in this universe.
That's what's continuing.
That's what's continuing. So it's a really good way. So he basically told you, look, if anything you've seen before isn't in this bit, forget it. It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
So he tells you, and one of them bits is that shadow bit, but instead you see the shadow of David Corenswet's. I don't want to say David Corenswet's Superman. You see Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, and Mr. Terrific. Yeah. So you see that they're shadows, and then two of them interact. So it's just showing you that bit did happen, but it's not as you remembered.
Right.
Like, for example, no answer to it, but it's probably clear. They show you bits from the Suicide Squad that he directed as well.
Right. Okay.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
You've seen the John Cena Peacemakers. You know that, yeah?
Yeah.
You don't see any in the recap. You don't see any Harley Quinn. So I'm assuming, because she's like one of the most important characters in that film.
Yeah.
They're probably saying that Harley Quinn's not in this universe, unless they change that and they bring her back. But Rick Flag, because the whole Peacemaker, what happens between Peacemaker and Rick Flag, that is still around.
Yeah.
Because that's still relevant to Peacemaker.
I'm sure it'll make more sense when I watch it.
Yeah, you've seen Suicide Squad. So just honestly, mate, trust me, you will be only thankful, because to me, if you enjoyed Suicide Squad and you enjoyed him as Peacemaker in that, this is fucking hilarious. The first episode alone, like of season 1 of Peacemaker, I remember I was crying with laughter how good it is. And then because it's quite an adult tone, it is definitely R-rated. You see that Superman, you see how light and fluffy that Superman is. I think there's shit said in it here or there. Like, there's a little reference, as PG as it could be without it not being R-rated as such.
Yeah.
But like, obviously Superman, he literally says, "Oh gosh darn it," and stuff like that. If you listen to him, he's actually quite a very well-spoken Superman. So it's very fluffy kind of look. You go to Peacemaker and it's anything but.
Yeah.
There is full frontal nudity.
Oh, great.
Like, and you think, oh my god, this is the same world as Superman. That Superman film I've just watched. This is exactly the same. Like, that happened down the road in this universe. This is sick. But it's showing that James Gunn's universe, it's gonna be comic accurate. Superman is a fluffy comic, so you'll keep that tone with him.
Yeah,
Batman's a dark one. Lobo's a dark character. He's going with the tone of that character, which I'm all for, as long as like it blends well.
You know, it's always tough. Like, not tough, but when you're watching these, like with the MCU, and like you've got a Spider-Man film happening, like Iron Man might turn up, you're thinking like, where's the rest of them? Does it explain sort of stuff like that, or? Because that's what kind of got annoying towards the end of MCU. Like, you get towards, I mean, obviously between Infinity War and Endgame's a bit different, but you get to Infinity War and there's so many established heroes now, and there's still solo films going on. You're thinking, where's whoever? Well,
at the same time, yes and no, but don't forget, because you don't confuse it with the fact that this isn't Zack Snyder's universe. This is.
Oh no, I just meant like you said that they've brought.
So where's other people that
the Justice Friends.
So yeah, there is the Justice Gang.
Justice Gang, whatever they are, yeah.
So I don't want to spoil too much with you, but
is it set before or after Superman? Like
after Superman.
Yeah, so me,
season 1 is obviously before. Season 2 is after Superman. Like, again, the how much I want to spur and talk to you about, because you are like, trust me, you're gonna love this. The way it ties in, because this series, so you know, Do you like you know who Paul is? When I say Paul, as in the Geek Garage Paul,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Luke Bug, the Geek of Steel. Yeah, so
yeah, yeah.
they obviously, because their connections with DC and stuff like that, they saw episode 1 to 5 of Peacemaker season 2 about a month before it come out. Paul told me this. He's like, but they wouldn't. They told us that we can't see 6, 7, 8. And then when it got closer, Jago admitted that he's not let anyone see 6, 7, 8 because it's big.
Right,
And
okay.
I've just watched season 6, and that's fucking part 1 of these 3 big ones. One I can't remember who's one of the characters in it, like who one of the guys who plays it says episode 6, 7, and 8 is like its own season. It's that
Oh,
good, like it's
okay.
that big, and like trust me, if I could tell you what happens and how it ends, it makes like I literally ended and I went, cunt. I need next
Because you
Thursday
didn't want
now.
it to end, yeah, yeah.
I need. I did just use the C word. That's quite big, isn't
You
it?
did.
But it is one of their moments where you go, not now. And again, this going back to the fact that this is episode 99. Going back, this is something like when we first started. Me and Ash, we discovered very quickly we have different ways of watching things. WandaVision, for example, was one of the big things. It was during lockdown when it said
Yeah, yeah,
WandaVision
yeah.
was one of the big things that we first talked about. But I was watching it weekly.
Oh, and he
Ash,
waited.
Ash, he waited, and and when we finally had the discussion, it was quite funny because you remember WandaVision, how that started. A lot of people were like,
This is terrible. That's what I thought.
what is going on? But Ash said, I'm telling you now, if I'd have done it your way, I'd never have got to episode 3.
Yeah, yeah.
I never would have done because because I get that you will stick it out. You're going to see because you're going to want to know. He goes, but I would have gone, nah. No. But the fact I had the opportunity to just carry on and they were only 20-minute episodes, I was like, if I give this an hour, maybe I'll understand it. And I did. But if I'd have had to wait another week to try and understand it, I'd have gone, nah. It's just, some people do it differently.
Oh, Wonder Vision was so good. I miss like the old Marvel series. I say old, like they're really old, but you know what I mean? Like them sort of series that they started bringing out, they were quality.
Yeah, but to me, that's like, they were good. But then it was at that moment where it became too much, wasn't it? It was all right for lockdown, because weren't going to cinemas, so the TV show was a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
idea. But then all of a sudden it was you had you had so much Marvel stuff coming out, like you had Secret Invasion. I watched 2
That was
episodes of that.
terrible.
Couldn't get into it because there was something else. There was also like loads of Star Wars stuff coming out as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
was like at the same time. And I like a bit of Star Wars, but the only thing I fully have indulged myself in out of the whole Star Wars stuff was the Obi-Wan series, because I hate to say it to anyone that's an original trilogy fan, I can't help it, but my trilogy is the prequels because
Yeah.
that's the ones I experienced at the cinemas. Yes, I understand they're not they're not Empire, but they're the ones
Because
I
they're there, that's
experienced
why.
because we came through that era. So what was I talking about Star Wars? Oh, so Obi-Wan, yeah, but
Like the
Obi-Wan,
Marvel fatigue, basically. They were just like
yeah, but my
throwing so
Obi-Wan,
much
I
out.
made sure I watched that because that's my Obi-Wan, that's my Darth
Yeah, yeah,
Vader.
yeah.
And it was a fucking great series for me, us that loved that series. Only thing I was missing was everyone's favourite character was Jar Jar Binks.
Still time, mate. Still time.
He could come back.
They're doing a
You ever
season
heard
2
that?
out there.
It's always a yes and no, because I think again one of them things that even Star Wars, Marvel, Disney had to go. Maybe we should slow down with the Star Wars stuff. There is a lot to ingest.
No, they're still
Because
they're bringing loads out there, but it's just mostly animation.
yeah, but this is the thing. It's too much. It becomes too much to keep up with. It's like
Mm.
Walking Dead. I fell off of Walking Dead at season 5, and I was like, I'll get back into it. All of a sudden, Fear the Walking Dead coming out. Then there's about 8 different shows. I can't go back and do it. I ain't got time to take all that in because I'd have to
Yeah,
start
yeah.
season 1 again of Walking Dead and then go, well, where did it go?
Piece it all
Where
together,
did
yeah.
and mix it all together? It's weird because we used to moan when they used to do like movies like Nightmare on Elm Street. They did 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all of a sudden they just got progressively worse. They were just bashing them out. They were just, what's the story? Oh, Freddy's had a kid. Freddy's had a dream child. Go have that. Freddy's dead. Freddy versus they're throwing them out just to throw them out to make money off that name.
Yeah, yeah.
It's worse now because they've got higher budgets and they're trying to give us too much of this stuff in a different way. Like I'll give them a TV show as well. I'll bring back this person, do this, do that. It's like slow down. Just give us a nice paced out thing. James Gunn's doing that. He's giving us Superman. Now we get a series. Next year we'll get a film. We'll probably get another series of something. Maybe another film. 2 or 3 things a year. 2 or 3 films a year. Great. 2 or 3 series a year. There's a lot to digest.
Mm. So
and a couple of films here and there.
Yeah, I suppose it depends because like some people do better with films and some people do better with series, don't they? Like in terms of like attention span and whatnot. Like for me, the Star Wars films are nowhere near as good as the series. Because
you prefer the series?
Oh yeah, like the Clone Wars is like one of the best series ever made.
So I've never watched it. Never watched.
But I mean, like it's hard sometimes with films, isn't it? Because you've got to cram so much into such a short amount of time, whereas a series you've got more time to tell the story.
Yes.
It's like Harry Potter series that's getting made. Like I'm really excited for it because I love the movies, but like compared to the books, the movies are terrible.
I think all of Harry Potter's terrible, but I get what you mean.
How can you be on a Dork podcast and think Harry Potter is terrible?
Because I'm an adult.
You're an adult.
Harry Potter, the films came out when I was like 15, and I was at the age of. To be fair, I've said it. I think it's something I later discovered in life. Never watched Lord of the Rings.
Really?
Never watched any of them. I couldn't put myself through it. Never watched Game of Thrones.
What?
Never watched. I have watched Harry Potter, but I was forced to. Literally forced through, and I've been to the studio. The studio's great because it's cool. Like it's amazing because like, oh my god, this is literally. I have seen the film, so it is cool that it all looks. I mean, I appreciate that, but it's just. I think I'm not. I think it's just I'm not into wizards and like that sort of. I like superheroes and I got this, but when it comes to medieval
kind of a bit
magic,
fantasy, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different thing. I mean, it's not my bag.
Fair
if you're into it, you're into it. I don't care. You know what I mean? You're into it again. You like what you like, but it's just.
No, I'm just more surprised. I thought it'd be right up your street.
Like I said, nah, not a Potter fan. Only time I ever really liked Harry Potter was when he was in Extras with Ricky Gervais. Do you remember that?
No.
Did you watch it?
No, I never watched it.
If you've never, mate, honestly, if you've never watched Extras, and that's something. Watch Peacemaker first, for fuck's sake, so we can talk about it. But go and watch it. Extras is one of the funniest TV shows where Ricky Gervais is an extra on different TV shows, but there's always some big name in it playing a like obscure version of himself. Like Daniel Radcliffe is playing an annoying teenager who's like he's obviously like 18, 19 or whatever. He's an adult really, but because he's perceived as a chick kid. He kind of lives that way. He's like sitting there. He's like, look what I've got, and he pulls out an unrolled Johnny out of his pocket, and he's like, like trying to bring a girl back. And he's like, look, I've got a Johnny, and he pings it, and it lands on like, I can't remember her name, like, but one of the famous lady dames, not Judi Dench, someone like that. Do you know what I mean? So it lands on her head.
Nice.
Yeah, or he's like coming to her like, do you want to meet me at my trailer? Look what I've got these, and he pulls out a packet of cigarettes, like, but he's like playing into it. Or Patrick Stewart's in it. Sir Patrick Stewart, like Mr. Quite Well Spoken, and he's like telling Ricky Gervais, I've wrote a script. He's like, so there I am, I'm walking through a forest in this script, and I see a beautiful lady, and all of a sudden her clothes come off, and it doesn't matter because she tries to pull her clothes up. It doesn't matter because I've seen it, and then he's like, and then I carry on, and then I walk down the road and I see another beautiful lady, and her clothes off, and doesn't matter because I've seen it all. And it's basically just making him out to be like this weird, creepy guy who just wants to make a film where women's clothes fall off. Or what's his name? What's the Grant from Ross Kemp?
Oh yeah,
Ross Kemp's in it, and he's like telling Ricky Gervais, I'm hard, and like, and they see Vinnie Jones, and he's like, I can have Vinnie Jones. And then this other guy tells Vinnie Jones that Ross Kemp said that. And when Vinnie Jones comes over and starts having a go at Ross Kemp's like, sorry. Like playing them like the opposite of what you'd see them to be like. It is such a good show. Really good film. And do you know who's the best character in it? Barry from EastEnders. Sean Williamson.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean.
He's in it, but like he's Sean. He's playing himself in it. He's playing Sean Williamson, but everyone just calls him Barry because that's who everyone knows him as.
Everyone knows him as, yeah.
Yeah, so mate, I could sit here. We've gone on for like the half hour now that we needed to do to make up for the rest of the episode that Kurt recorded for us. We've spoken about the 100th episode. We've spoken about our problems with DC. We've spoken about Sean Williamson and extras. We spoke about Daniel Radcliffe and a condom. I think we've covered all bases. Oh, your love for Parky's been covered, and you're going to see more of him in a minute.
We'll call it love.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to lie. I text Parky earlier and said to him, random one, me and Laferde are recording later. I know you did last night, but if by chance you're around, do you want to come join us? And he only got back to me. You know when I said we both got distracted and we looked down?
Yeah.
Parky texted me, and that's why I got distracted, because he was like, he said, I've just got in sort of thing. I'm tired. I don't know if I could do it. And I was like, we have just pressed recording. It'd be really funny now because he wouldn't have a clue if you joined in. He didn't. So I was going to try and get you, back.
Worried about him. He's a maggot. He won't even turn up.
Right. Watch this. And we're going to go over to the TDW news now, and you're going to watch this. You're going to see Kurt with Parky and someone else, and you tell me whether... Look, listen, if you want to keep winding him up, mate, I've said this before, I'll say it again. On your head be it.
I am not scared.
Here's the TDW news.
The news.
Right, we are continuing the countdown towards TDW back in time, and there are still some things that we have not had a chance to talk about officially just yet. Admittedly, this is a match that we've already announced, but we've not had a chance to catch up with anyone involved in that match. But we are today. So, a lot of history behind this one from our last show, Never Say Die, on the 31st of May, which saw quite a few things happen in quick succession in relation to the Venom Championship Wrestling International title that was defended at Never Say Die. Johnny Royal was the champion. Johnny Royal defended that championship. However, there was one or two things in relation to that match that a certain individual was less than thrilled about. And I could tell you about it, but instead, I want to bring him on today. He will be facing Johnny Royal one-on-one at TDW back in time. And I'm sure he's absolutely over the moon with it. Joining me today, you might know him as Parky Streams. You might know him as Michael Parks. Parky, how are we doing, mate?
Just glad it's not Laferde.
Yeah, you got the other one with glasses today.
Yeah, you can. But see, the next time you see him, you can tell him to go fuck himself. From me personally,
I'll do that anyway. That's average conversation.
That's fair enough.
I mean, we'll get to the third, funny enough, because the man's this close to booking himself into a corner, admittedly, quite literally, because he's had some choice words to say as well over the course of the last few months, and as the rest of the board is absolutely not above putting that man in the ring. I mean, there's got to be a squash match somewhere on the card, but no, that's going to come later, admittedly, and I will be making sure that he stays away from the ring when it comes to your match at TDW's back in time, because, well, there's already been enough involvement in the escapades of Michael Parks. I mean, you can probably tell me your opinions yourself, but of course, at TDW's Never Say Die, you made very little secret about the fact that you were frustrated for not having a spot on the card or even having a role in the content creator capacity either. And as a result of that, the general manager stepped in and they gave you a role. They made you the special referee for that triple threat match for Johnny's VCW International title. I mean, you made it very clear what your opinion was at the time, but a few months down the line, where do we stand on that match? I'm going to leave it nice and open because I don't want to lead anything. And emotions were heated at the time, so I don't know a few months down the line if we've had a chance to think about that match in particular before we get onto the Johnny side of things. But what was your experience of that decision and being the referee in the match and everything that led up to the point where things kind of went sideways during that match?
Well, I mean, what else can I say in all sincerity and sincerity? To be honest, like, I didn't have a role. I took names, took out 2 security guards, forced the GMs to give me a role. Almost took Jay's head off with a chair, but obviously, you know, me and him we're quite tight. Like, there was no just meaning behind hitting him with a chair. Still would have done it, but, you know,
I don't think Jay expected you to do it. I mean, the man didn't flinch, and I mean, I did.
I think everyone else did. I think everyone else in the room was expecting me to launch that chair off his head, but I have, as much as I am unhinged at times, especially full of Buckfast, I had a little bit of restraint in me that day. I won't deny it. But what more can I do? Expect, like, get more fines from what I was already receiving at that time from hitting the security guards? It wasn't worth it. Not that I've paid the fines anyway, but I wasn't expecting to pay any more fines on top of the fines that I was receiving that day.
I was about to say we'll have a word about that after the record because the bank account's still empty.
It's going to continue to stay empty.
Parky, let's put it this way: you're lucky that we're big picture people and we can see.
Sorry, hold on, time out. Luck has nothing to do with it. This is all strategic play from myself. This has all been planned out. You think this is just a spur of the moment thing? This was all planned out. I knew exactly what I was doing.
Well, if the plans worked, congrats. I feel like there was an element that wasn't part of the plan, though. And that is, well, you ended up being the referee. You've ended up getting yourself into a position where, despite everything you did, despite a very hefty bill given to us by the security guards, despite not even paying your part of the fine that we dealt out, and despite everything like that, the plans worked because we can't ignore the story that can be told here with the role that you've put yourself in. Hence the match with Johnny Royal, the man who, again, you were refereeing that match for, the man who retained the title. But I feel like there's an element of that plan that you didn't see coming, which is, Parky, you might have been the referee, but you weren't the one to count the pin. That was a man I don't think any of us could have predicted getting involved, which was the man known as the Cosplay Nightmare.
Don't even bother saying his name. He's not here. We don't need to utter his name. He's got nothing. He's got no involvement with this match whatsoever on October 26th. Why is that? Because he's a man of his word. He takes the first booking that he was given, and like I said before, I respect that. Like I said, I'm a man of business myself. I fully respect the fact that he's taken the first booking that he was given, and he's unable to come and compete on October 26th. But that alliance that Johnny has with him, it just doesn't sit right.
Well, if it doesn't sit right, he might not be on the show because, he's a busy man. He's taken other bookings, and Johnny is representing him in that match with against you at Back in Time, which I feel like you're probably not too mad about because there's a few people in that match who I think in the world of Michael Parks are owed a receipt or two. I think Ian Frost has had his head on a swivel after that clothesline that he dished out as well.
Listen, that man's got something coming to him. I don't want to disclose too much because that'll just elaborate the rest of my plan that I've got in action. But he's due something. Whether that be a chair shot, whether that be a Buckfast bottle to the back of the head, who knows? But he's due something.
Well, he'll have to be due it after your match with Johnny Royal. Again, you two are going to be facing each other at Back in Time. And Michael Parks is not the only person joining us on this mini episode that we're doing right here, because Johnny Royal is your opponent. as a result of both being the man who went over in that match, and of course you didn't get to count that pin, but a certain individual did and got involved. Not only got involved and counted the pin, stealing the one role that you had away from you, but also there was an altercation. You're slowly
adding yourself to this list. Keep digging yourself this hole here.
I'm staying objective here, and to be fair, I'm laying out the facts, and to be fair, in doing so, I'm saying you have a reason to be annoyed. I will give you that. But because there was an altercation after the match as well. Now, this man in particular, who I'm still not naming, upon request, again, has that friendship with Johnny Royal. Part of the reason why this match with you and Johnny is happening is because of that friendship. And, well, I wanted to bring Johnny in on this call. But someone else beat Johnny to the punch. And I'm going to have to name him. It is the cosplay nightmare, Kev D.
Hey, Parky. I mean, at this point, maybe I should actually cosplay Joe Hendry, because say his name and he appears. How you doing, buddy? You good?
What the hell are you doing here?
So, hey, look, I just wanted to come. I wanted to explain everything that was going on, everything that's going on now. Look, I'm just going to put it out there. I know you're really, really bitter about me taking your spot. But, look, let's be honest. The match kind of became a bit of a mess. And, look, I had no control over the music. So I didn't cue my own music. I didn't tell myself to go out there. I was told to go out there and fix your mess. So that's what I did. Now, the crossroads that followed, that was your fault. It wasn't my fault. That was your fault. Your comments after the show as well about cosplayers, they got my back up a little as well. So I just thought I'd come on the show, say hi, try and smooth things over before the match with Johnny. Because let's face it, Johnny's got enough problems with you as well. Like, he's not just representing me. This was never going to be a match between me and you, that he's replacing me because I've got another booking elsewhere. You almost messed up his match because you're not a fantastic referee. You're a wonderful streamer. You're not a fantastic referee. So I just wanted to come here, maybe, just point out the fact that it's all your fault, really, isn't it?
First off, don't ever say hi to me again, because highs are reserved for friends. You're not a friend. You're a blister in my side. Secondly, I didn't ruin anything for that match. Ian Frost was the one that got involved and clotheslined me in the first instance. That wasn't my fault. That was on Ian Frost. And like I said before, he'll get what's coming to him. Mark my words on that one. But, like you said, you're saying I'm a bad referee. I'm not a bad referee. You saw an opportunity. And you took it. But see, this is the thing. Kev. Because your name is Kev. Not Cosplaying Nightmare. Your name is Kev. I don't need to hide behind a facade. This is me. You get full force Michael Parks. You're hiding behind a man who's been running his entire career.
So, first of all, I don't hide the fact that my name's Kev. I mean, on that fateful evening, I was announced as the Cosplay Nightmare Kev D. I'm more than happy to say that my name is Kev. I don't pretend to be anyone. That's not what cosplay is about. I don't pretend or think I'm someone else. I pay homage to those people that inspire me. That's what cosplay is. It's about inspiration, right? Let's wind it back a little, though, because you seem to be blaming Ian Frost. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't get on with the guy either. Like, there's a reason why I nutted him, right? But if you were really good at your role of a referee, would you not have been able to control what was going outside the ring as well as inside the ring? Like, referees don't let Paul Heyman run in and do whatever he likes.
Are you forgetting the fact that it was a triple threat and there's no disqualification? Anything could have happened in that match.
But you still need to control it. You're a referee. See, when I came in and took over because you were down and out. I don't know if it was the buck fast. I don't know if it was the clothesline. But you were having a nap on the floor. Someone needed to sort it out. Whoever it was that cued my music decided that was me. I didn't make that decision. I didn't cue my own music. But once I got there...
I'm going to have to step in at this point. Because I don't know who cued your music either.
Well, maybe that's something that needs to go up the chain of command.
It doesn't go much higher. I mean, we've got the chairman himself, you know, who hates the fact that I keep calling him the chairman, but Ryan is the boss man, and that's as high as you can go other than me. So I know Ryan didn't cue it. I know I didn't cue it. And there are only so many people who were within arm's reach of that button. I feel like I'm going to have to do some investigation here because regardless of what happened, I feel like there's a name that's not on Parkys' list, and I'm not going to advocate vigilante justice here, Parky. Just be clear. I don't care that you're not paid the fine. I'll keep on adding to that if I need to, but I feel like I need to find a name here because there's someone who so far seems to have got away scot-free. Am I going to find that out before the show? Maybe. Am I going to make sure that there is no one other than myself and Ryan and a select few members of the Inner Circle within arm's reach of that button again? Absolutely. Because Kev might have responded to a call with his music hitting. Kev might have been told to go out there and fix a mess, and he's keeping a name close to his chest at the moment. I'm going to find out. Because regardless of what happened here, good, bad or ugly, right or wrong, something's happened under my nose that I'm not happy with.
You're not happy. You can understand how frustrated I am.
It was a decision that was made above my pay grade.
Yet you still listen to it.
Well, as talent on the show, I do as I'm told.
As talent, you don't stick your nose in business that's not concerning you.
As talent on the show, I do as I'm told. But this is the thing: we're winding it back. We're going back to past things that have happened, that have occurred, things that cannot get resolved at the next show. Okay, I do apologise to you that I can't be there at the next show. I wholeheartedly try to do my best to honour 2 bookings, but it just couldn't happen. Okay, so I'm going to apologise to you there, Parky, that I'm not there at the next show. I do apologise for that. But let's wind it back to the fact that you do have a match with Johnny Royal, right? Now, again, Johnny, good friend of mine, he's got his own beef with you. Again, you weren't doing a fantastic job of refereeing that match. Like, the guy almost lost his championship because at the end of the day, once you were down and out on the floor, it was even more of a free-for-all than it was in the first place.
That says more about the champion more than the referee, I would say.
Again, a referee, whether it's a triple threat match or whether it's a 6-pack challenge or whether it's a Royal Rumble, a referee must have control.
Champion needs to be able to take on all comers in all scenarios no matter what happens, especially within a triple threat match. If he's as good a champion as he says he is, he would have been able to adapt and overcome what was happening in that match.
Well, he did adapt. He did overcome. He
gets saved by you.
I saved the match.
You saved your friend.
Look, whether you want to say I saved my friend, or whether you think that there's some sort of conspiracy against you, I mean, who on earth are you? Sami Zayn like 3-4 years ago? that there's this conspiracy against you.
Don't need to be anyone else apart from Michael Parks, my friend.
Well, and I agree. I think Michael Parks is plenty enough for you. It definitely is. And again, the way that in the past you've spoken about cosplay, it's probably a good idea that you don't take up the hobby, because I don't think the community would welcome you with open arms. You don't really understand what the hobby is about. But again, let's just go back to the fact that this match isn't about us. I just wanted to come on here, wish you the best of luck against my good friend. But you seem to just be hung up on this situation that, at the end of the day, in my eyes, it was out of both of our hands. It was out of your hands because you're on the floor, and it's out of my hands because I was simply being told what to do. I did as instructed. I don't understand what more you want from me. And before we go into the crossroads that I hit on you, again, that was just a response. You took a swing for me. What was I supposed to do? You tell me, Parky, what was I supposed to do?
You weren't supposed to get involved. You weren't supposed to take. You weren't supposed to take my role. That was my role. That was my one opportunity on that show. All right, it's given me more opportunities on this show upcoming, back in time, but it's not going to take away the fact that that was my role.
Okay, so can I ask you one question? Because you said that everything at the moment has been part of a plan. Was I part of that plan?
No.
No. So that's what this is ultimately about, is that I'm the spanner in the works. I'm in your way. And you don't like that. Is that what this is about? Is that what it is? When you face Johnny Royal at Back in Time, are you going to actually be thinking you're facing Johnny Royal, or are you just going to be picturing my face? Or are you going to be picturing Cody's face because you can't seem to differentiate the two people? I mean, I only put this jacket on to wind you up. I'm not going to lie. This mask is here to wind you up. Everything that I'm doing right now is basically to wind you up. So there's the ultimate question. When you face Johnny Royal, are you going to be fighting Johnny Royal, or in your head are you fighting me? Because if that's going to happen, if you're going to be picturing me when you should be picturing Johnny Royal because that's your opponent, that could be your downfall. That could be your downfall, buddy.
Let's get one thing clear. You'll forever be in my way. Johnny Royal is a fantastic wrestler. I've watched lots of his matches over the last 2 months, learning his moveset, learning reversals of everything that he's done in the past 2 months. He's going to get the absolute best out of me. But let this be clear. I will stop at nothing until you are out my way. So I hope you watch this match. I hope you get a glimpse of what I'm capable of. Because as I've said before, Kev, it's nothing personal. It's just pure violence.
I'm going to call you Michael, right? I'm not going to call you Parky. I'm going to call you Michael. Because you wanted to emphasise the fact that my name's Kev. It's not a cosplay nightmare. It's not anything else. So Michael, you sit there and you're still fixated on me. Yes, you're still wanting me to see what you're capable of. You're still wanting to incite some sort of fear in me. But you seem to forget I was able to hit you with a crossroads because I used that as a finish for 8 out of the 13 years I was wrestling myself. I've been there. I've done it. I've faced a lot bigger than you. I faced a lot uglier than you, and I'm not calling you good looking, by the way. I'm just saying that there are bigger and uglier than you out there. Now, if you really, 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 really want me out of your way, then how about this? Get through Johnny Raw first. Because I don't think you can. I don't think you've got it in you. I don't think you're capable. This man's been a champion this year. What have you been this year? Sitting, streaming. Now, before we had our little altercation, I was a fan. I always watched your streams. I'm not going to sit here and knock you for your content like you like to knock me for my content. I'm not going to sit here and do this. But while you have been sitting there watching wrestling, Johnny's been out there and he's been doing it. He's been winning championships. So personally, I don't think you can get past him. I don't. I think he's got the beating of you.
You think he's got me beaten? All right, fair enough. Yes, has been 7 years since I've stepped in the ring. Yes, it has been a long time. But Michael Parks has always been there. Michael Parks has always been ready. Michael Parks knows when the time is right. And the time is right. The time is coming back for me to step back in that ring and prove, not just to myself, but to you and to everyone at TDW, exactly what I'm about.
I feel like we saw a glimpse of Michael Parks at Never Say Die. I'm not forgetting the chair. I'm not also ignoring the fact that there seem to be two of the bastards behind your back at the moment, Parky. I mean, I really hope, because this ain't a no DQ match, I really hope they're not going to be making an appearance at Back in Time. But again, that glimpse of the, as you put it, pure violence that we saw at Never Say Die. I'm interested. What can I say? I was very happy to book this match for many reasons. Because, yes, again, whether it be part of the plan or not, Parky, you've made yourself, to quote the man who Kev cosplays on a regular basis, you've made yourself to a degree undeniable for me and Ryan, in that we've had no choice but to acknowledge the lack of a spot we gave you on this show and the spot you arguably deserved. And with that now history between yourself, Kev, Johnny, this match is always going to be happening. Kev, you put an interesting thing out there in that you might not be able to make this show, but sounds like you're not opposed to getting in the ring with Parky either. And we've already got some more shows upcoming throughout 2026. I can think of one or two things to put on the card for at least one of those shows as well, and I'm very tempted to have a chat with the lads and see if they agree with me that taking you up on that offer is something that we might like to do for one of those shows. But for now, Parky, you will be in the ring for the first time in 7 years. We're making a habit of this, putting people in the ring for the first time in 7 years. You'll be in the ring at Back in Time against Johnny Raw. The one thing you have guaranteed is that Kev will not be there. The music will not be hitting. It'll be called down the middle. There'll be no special guest referees. It'll be a normal referee. There's everything to at least say that we are playing this down the line. What happens, happens. Our hope is, regardless of any frustrations that you've had in the past, by the time we're done with this match, there will be no reason to be frustrated with the way that things were organised at the very least. Now, gripes from previous show aside, I know we've still got stuff to talk about and hash out there, but going forward at the very least, that should hopefully be that. Parky, do you have any final words to say to the man that you will be facing at TDW Back in Time?
Johnny Royal, I've not heard a single thing from you. Not even before, when the beef with me and Kev happened at Never Say Die. Not when the match was announced. Nothing. You were meant to be here tonight. Things happen. You weren't able to make it. It's understandable. Or are you just scared? Are you scared of the man that you're going to be facing on October 26th? Because I would. If I had to face me at the other side of that ring, I would be terrified. Because you have no idea what I'm capable of. I've watched you for the last 2 months. You've not been able to watch me once. So the unpredictability that is coming your way on October 26th at Back in Time, it's quite a good feeling. It's quite a warm feeling in this cold black heart of mine. But that might just be from the Buckfast. All I'm going to say is I look forward to it, Johnny. Whether I hear from you in the next month or so or not, I'm ready. Are you?
We'll be finding out in just a few short weeks' time. It's not even going to be a month or so. It is coming quickly. 26th of October, Bunston Sports and Leisure Club, TDW, Back in Time. Get your tickets to see, first and foremost, Johnny Royal versus Parky, Michael Parks, in the ring for the first time in 7 years with more than 1 point to prove. And also, all the other matches that we have announced so far, including the Kings of the Ring versus the Flying Scotsman, including RJ Singh defending his PWE men's title against Showtime Mr. Dexter, the UK debut of D'Angelo, and the EPWE Regional Heavyweight Championship fatal four-way match featuring a few other names that might just be on Parky's list in the form of the Enforcer Ian Frost, Preston Sage, and Jimmy V, alongside Will Tyrrell as well. It's all at TDW Back in Time, 26th of October. Parky, thanks very much for joining us. Look forward to seeing that training paying off in the ring. Kev, thanks for joining us as well. I'll have a chat with the lads and see if they fancy taking you up on that offer to get back in the ring yourself sometime down the line. And in the meantime, best of luck on what you're going to be doing on the 26th of October. Lads, thank you very much for joining us. I've been Kurt. See you later.
Okay, so now tell me, in his eyes right there, you didn't see the look that I can see in Parky. That man is ready to erupt.
Yeah, he might be ready to erupt, and I've got no doubt about that. But it doesn't mean anything's going to come of it. That is no danger to anybody else.
No, I think you are. I understand why, because we're, with TDW, we're the board of directors, and it's been confirmed, by the way, whether you like it or not, I am the chairman.
Who's confirmed that bollocks?
You just heard them talk about it. They're all calling me the chairman.
Yeah, that's kissing up to you, that's why.
But listen, unfortunately, mate, I did start the podcast, so I'm going to have to take the role. I've given you a role. Do you want to know your role?
I got my role given to me in August, and I have a witness for that still.
What is the name of your role?
I've got no idea. Chief Windup.
No, Head of Talent Relations.
Oh, we have to have some talent for that.
I mean, there's one thing trying to wind Parky up but knocking our entire roster.
Oh no, that was just a dig at Parky. Everybody else is cool.
Right, okay, cool. Because I think we've got a very
we do.
Good roster.
We do.
We have a sick roster, to be fair.
But it's offensive to them to put Parky in the same bracket as them.
I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
And I need seriousness out of you from this, because this
I'm
is
not
one of them
about
things.
My first time. This is weird.
I was your first time, so.
It's alright. Yeah, you were. You're not now.
Boom. No, all seriousness.
Yeah.
That conversation they just had, there was something that was brought up. And look, I have to ask. So, as Kevin, the guys were saying, Parky wanted to know why Kev got involved. Kev's exact words, or more or less, were I only got involved because I was doing what I was told to do. I didn't press play on my music. Now, I know, even though I was the one closest to this, most of our guys were the closest to what should be where the music comes from. I know it wasn't me that pressed play on that music. Mm-hmm. Kurt says it wasn't him. Tony's not here to ask him at the moment because he was the other member of our team, and there's there's that limited amount of people that. Was it you?
Nothing to do with me, mate. I wouldn't even know how to do it.
No, that's a lie, because I mean, I know I had to teach you how to do the music later on.
You had to teach me how to do it later on. So at that point, I wouldn't have known how. But
again, this is one of them situations where I worry about you, because we've, since Never Say Die, you've become known as the dark horse, the unpredictable one, the one that does things that we don't know he's doing and surprises us. Now, could you have played me? Could you have pretended you didn't know how to put music on and stuff like that? Could you have done it? Right, because all I'm worried about, if it is you, and I'm not saying it is you, because you told me it isn't. You're one of my old friends. I give you the benefit of the doubt. Is there's all this winding Parky up, and again, you're a member of the board. You think that because you're a member of the board, he ain't gonna touch you. All of this stuff, this hatred for Kev, and he wants to get his hands on Kev, but he's gonna go through Johnny Royal first, as he says, but Johnny Royal's gonna try and put a stop to him, get into Kev, I suppose. If it all comes back and it's your fault, you have caused all of this.
It's not going to come back and be my fault. It's nothing to do with me. I just take great enjoyment about winding Parky up. Why do I feel like this is like a formal investigation on camera?
Because I have to ask these questions, because when I was watching it back myself for the first time, I was sitting there thinking, that's a point. Who pressed play on his music? And the only person I could think of, and I get it, because I know you love a wind-up. Maybe you told Kev, go out there and mess with Parky, because it was around then that you started with Parky.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, right. So how do I know you weren't the pusher of a button that was trying to push his buttons? Yeah.
I mean, I get where you're coming from. It does look like something I would do. But the thing is, what you need to realise is, if I'd done that, I would take credit for that. Well, I've never shied away from wanting to wind the guy up, have I?
But okay, so then I asked myself the question. Yeah, I reckon, had we thought about this 5 months ago, when we probably should have thought about it. But again, same with the situation with Mr. Dexter and stuff like that, when the GMs it was our first show. We were wrapped up in the moment of the show and being a great entertaining show. Yeah, the GMs probably shouldn't have put their hands on the talent and caused them to lose a match. But also, all that.
Yeah.
Maybe we were wrapped up and didn't think about the fact that somebody pressed play on Kev's music, well, Cody Rhodes' music, which enticed Kev to come out, and all that happened. I have to ask myself the question, would you, maybe a couple of days after, been like, that was me. Funny, wasn't it?
Exactly.
But 5 months down the line, now you know, and I've been saying this to you now for weeks, that you're going to push his buttons and he will take it out on you, and are you now thinking, it was me, but I'm not going to tell him it was me, especially now the question's being asked.
But do you not think as well that you think I'd be able to keep it a secret for that long?
Fair point. But again, I believe you, but at the same time, I'm like, I also don't believe you, because this guy does things without. There always seems to be a plan with you without realising there's a plan.
The plan is to have no plan, but it somehow works out.
Right, and this plan could cause carnage at our next show. Is what I'm saying. Is if it all hell breaks loose because of that one moment of you or whoever did it pressing play. Who's it? It's going to be the chairman that gets it bitten in his arse.
Yeah, but carnage is good for business.
I mean, yeah, it's a wrestling business, but come on, Laferde. As a chairman, I should know if you're planning this stuff. We need to be a little bit more professional and book these shows as accordingly as a proper show. I mean, yes, we're having fun and people are enjoying it, but if it turns one of our talents into a psychopathic killer, all because you press play on just that you wanted to hear Cody Rhodes music and watch Kev have a bit of fun with someone you wanted to wind up.
But right, let's say it was me, and this works out amazingly, and Parky has his little breakdown and becomes this psycho, or whatever he thinks he is, and that creates us good business. You're going to be happy about that. That could be like a masterstroke.
Right. One of my biggest concerns here is, as I said before, is if this turns into a, the way things always go in wrestling, that because you're a member of the board, someone needs to fight, and you can't fight because you're not a wrestler and it has to be me. I'm not doing it, right? I'm telling you this, I'm not doing it. If he goes off, turns into a psycho, gives you a bit of a slap for causing it all and all that, I'm okay with it if do you know what? They keep trying to make me sound like I'm the Vince McMahon of this company, and at the moment that's not a great thing to be because of his reputation at the moment.
We'll call you Triple H.
If in Vince McMahon's words is, go make me money. If it makes me money, make me money. Make it happen. But don't bring it to me. I'm not fighting your corner.
You don't have to fight my corner, right? How's about this, yeah? If Parky even tries to put his hands on any of the board members, as head of talent, I'll just fire him.
Head of talent relations.
That is a relation.
You're meant to be keeping them. To be fair, means you're meant to keep them all gelled together. But okay, if you're trying to bring a character out of somebody, again, that's your job role. That's your job role.
Let's put that, not stipulation, but put that warning on Parky if he even thinks about touching any of us.
So now you're making me suspicious. This all is you, because now I'm not.
No, I'm not doing it for that reason. But I can see in your eyes that you're genuinely worried that you're going to get beaten up by Parky.
No, listen, me and Parky are good mates.
Yeah, but not if he thinks you're going to be defending me. If he thinks
Michael Parks, the psychotic, violent guy that looks like we're about to see in 3 weeks, by the way. Again, you saw me wrestle. I wrestled a friendly match with a friend and had a wrestling match. I don't want a death match. I'm not a death match wrestler. I don't want none of that. I don't want light tubes smashed across my head. I don't want to go through glass tables, all that sort of stuff. Not for me.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, okay. So, listen, okay, Parky can't put his hands on the board members. But if this all ends up being your fault, we're going to relook at this. And that is a phrase that you don't hear often.
All right, we'll relook at it and then what?
I don't know. We'll find out, because it depends how he reacts, doesn't it? Because, again, whoever pushed that button realistically has caused all of this.
And I thank them. It's a job well done. To be fair, if you think about it, we've had 5 months.
Sounds like a pat on the back if I ever thought it was one.
We've had 5 months of entertainment out of this.
Yeah, until we go to the venue again. Again, whose bank's it going to come out if he tears up that venue?
Don't worry about that. I can't even fold the chair.
On that note, we're going to leave you there. Make sure I gave you a week to learn all of the promo stuff. How'd you go on?
Is that because you haven't learned it either?
Mate, I can do it with my eyes closed.
Oh, well, do it with your eyes open then and treat us.
Okay. Touche, do it yourself. Look me straight in the eyes.
Don't mean I'll see you.
What do you mean? I am looking you straight in the eyes.
Who said that?
Yeah. Right. Well, this is something easy. All you got to do is go. Don't forget, if you are a card grader and you want to get your cards graded, go to treefroggrading.com, one of the biggest and best card grading companies in the whole of the UK. If you use the code TWD15, you get 15% off. And as a little secret, and it's not a secret anymore because we tell you every single week, if they already have a promo deal going on, for example, if it's buy 4 cards for free or buy 4 cards for this price, put the code on top, TWD15, and you'll get even more money off. Next one, ready for this, Laferde?
Oh, give me it.
Oh, yeah, baby. Our friend JC over at 2.5 Gamers has started his own clothing range. It's called Graffiti Washed. It's trendy, it's cool, it could even be a little bit controversial. Go check it out on Etsy. You'll say it down here, search on Etsy, Graffiti Washed. If you go down below, you'll even see the link. Etsy links are quite long, so it won't fit in the space down below, but go click the link below, go check it out, and use the code TalksWithDorks30 for 30% off. Final one. I'm really going to pre-record these. Really need to pre-record them.
I think we should get Kurt to do it in his announcer voice.
No, to be honest, I've actually asked JC to do his one.
All right.
Kurt's going to do the Patreon. I might get you to do Tree Frog.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Might get Woody to do something, to be honest, because it feels like Woody's not been around in ages.
Yeah, we do have 3 other members of the team, by the way.
Yes, I know, but like
One might not have
at
a
the
face,
moment,
but he's still a team member.
at the moment, the only ones that are turning up are me, you, and Kurt. Woody's now not. He's now working for
His working pattern, yeah.
Yeah, his working pattern has now worked against him, and when it was working for him, he had like baby issues, didn't he, and stuff. So he's only around for like one episode.
Yeah, bad luck,
Bless him. But yeah, we need just gonna have to pre-record these. But final one is, don't forget, Talks with Dorks has a Patreon account, and Laferde remind me of this next week. But for a special bonus for our 100th episode coming up next week, make sure you check it out, because not only have we got 2 cool guests, I'm going to give you a little bonus with our Patreon next week. Go check it out right now, patreon.com/TalkDorkPodcast. But come back next week, because I might give you a little bonus. Our socials for wrestling is at TalkDorkWrestling. For gaming, it's at Gaming with Dorks. What's our podcast one, Laferde?
Talk Dark Podcast.
Well done. At least you knew one of them.
Yes,
I'm impressed. Has Chris Jericho replied yet, by the way? I don't think he has.
I've had an Instagram message, but it's not that.
We've had a follower.
No, but I had a message as well.
You've had a message.
Not interesting.
He posted.
Watching a screenshot it and post it.
I was literally. He posted an hour ago. I was like, oh my god, could you imagine?
At least we made a story.
But you should screenshot it and post it on the story now. Check out next week's episode to see why we've messaged Chris Jericho this. I'm Ryan. That's Laferde. Third. See you later.
See you later, mate.